Welcome back, everyone, to $1 Million Days to Wait. Today we have a special guest. We have someone that we've been talking about getting on the show for quite some time. And now, for the first time on the podcast, is Mr. Steve Passas.
What my favorite Passas. Sorry, Nicole. I apologize.
You might have some issues with Nicole on that front.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thanks. Thank you, boys.
This is a long, very long coming episode.
Yeah, we've spoken about
this a few times.
Well,
yeah.
you are our biggest fan on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I actually watched the show. I actually enjoy the show. My only criticism is, and I have told you before, that sometimes it takes an hour and a half. And for me to watch for an hour and a half might be a little bit, that's my time spent, but
a few people say that, but the funny thing is so many people listen to it. And even when we actually talk, it doesn't feel like an hour when we're having conversations with people, especially when the conversation's a good one and it goes deeper. I think it's better then as well.
I agree with that.
I'll get you to pull the mic close to you as well, just to make sure that.
No problem.
Fix up. Yeah. All right, give us all the dirt. Everything about George.
Everything about George. Well, he was.
Well, look, the hard-hitting question is, this is the hard-hitting question, let's be honest.
Who's a better builder?
Well, it's old school versus new school, isn't it?
Well, everything started a long time ago, but I still believe the new model is better than the previous one.
Well, you'd like to think so. You'd like to think it does get better as the years go on. I think the old model is just very much getting your hands dirty and doing the do, whereas these days, there's still an element of that in various parts of the business, but I think ultimately you've got to be managing. If you're the owner of the business, you've got to manage the process. You can't be on the tools day in, day out, because the business just won't grow. You can only do so much. You can only dig so many holes, so...
I do believe, though, that as the years gone past by, it actually got harder.
The construction
Has gotten
harder?
Industry.
Well, we've said that.
As in harder, like as a business? Is that what you mean? To make money?
As a business. Even, look, one of the hardest things is probably regulations and...
Red tape. Yeah.
Red tape.
They make everything more and more.
Well,
you got to jump through this hoop, jump through that hoop, jump through both of their hoops at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And construction should have been so much easier because it's the engine room of the whole economy, and the government's doing everything to kill it.
Yeah, they're not helping us win.
That's my
point.
For
sure.
but
No, I think it's valid as well. Like, you're not... It's funny, the way they put so much red tape in place, but the way to help the industry, the way to build 1 million homes a year isn't to keep putting barriers up and keep hammering the builder. It's actually to help the builder. They need to put less red tape up. They need to give us the tools and the resources to be able to go out and execute. Whereas at the moment, I feel that there's just way too much, I don't want to use the word responsibility, but there's way too much onus on the builder to do so many things that when that one thing doesn't happen, everything falls apart, and then it's always the builder's fault. So not to cry poor, but I think there's an element of the industry needing to shift a little bit to say, well, how do we help these guys build and deliver homes? Because we need to build 1 million of them a year. And that's where I think the roadblock is. And that's partly why I do the stuff at Builder Elite. It's to help the industry and help people get through a lot of this bureaucracy and just things that they've never learned.
I think the builder is an easy target from the government.
Always.
And I think, look, if you're having a conversation in a room and somebody asks you, what do you do for a living? You tell them you're a builder. You might as well tell them your name is Tony Mockbell. Immediately you're associated with somebody who's crook.
Yeah.
Not all builders are crooks.
I would argue that the 99% of them are not. And that's the thing, right? And I go, when I do events and Robbie see me there, it's like, I'll say, I haven't met a dodgy builder yet.
No, there is.
Of course there is. Of course there is. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm not saying, I just haven't met one yet. When I'm saying dodgy builder, I mean someone that's intentionally going out to do the wrong thing by someone else. Okay, because on that same token, there's bad people in all industries. There's bad dentists, there's bad florists, there's bad butchers, there's bad nurses, like whatever your profession. There are bad people in all industries, except ours gets the flack, I believe, because look, you're dealing with the consumers' most often biggest investment in their life is the family home or an investment of some sort. So when a builder does go down that path and goes broke or does the wrong thing, it sort of just paints it for everyone. And that's just the general consensus of it these days.
Anyway, I've got no idea how this thing's gonna get better. I got no idea. I'm just
Well, you kind of
an
stepped, you
observer
pretty
now.
much, you've stepped out of the
I'm
industry now. You
stepped
pretty
out
much
of it, but
retired this year.
well,
Somewhat. We
half
call you
last
up.
year.
We have a nickname for Steve. I call him Steve, but during work times, you're called Steve. But we have a nickname for him, Hurricane, because he'll come in, just cause a massive mess, yell at everyone, scream at everyone, and then leave. And then we've got to pick all the pieces
Well,
up.
I'm yesterday's man. I don't know. You guys today are doing things differently, but
Yeah, it is. It's definitely an evolving space, that's for sure. And that's why we're at the forefront of everything we're doing. Like even me doing this podcast, it's an element of building brand. And, 20, 30 years ago when you were building in your prime, you never would have thought about creating videos and taking photos of all your projects.
No.
Like you've built multi-million-dollar homes that are all in your head that no one would ever see and no one would ever be able to see because you never took photos of them. It was just do the job, build the job, get paid, move on to the next one.
simple. Yeah.
Nice and simple. What a life.
Different life now.
Yeah.
Very different life.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest? How long have you been a builder for? How long were you a builder?
Oh, 25, 30 years now.
25, 30 years.
25, 30.
What was, I guess, and you would have seen some significant changes, but what were some of the biggest changes you saw in the industry where you're like, you know what, in the 90s it was like this, and now it's all
Well,
red tape.
industrial relations, I will say,
That doesn't affect us too much in the
not
residential
as much,
space.
but nevertheless, look, you're building for example, you're building a house now, you've got to allow $20,000, $30,000 for traffic management. Well, guess what? We never had this. I never had that.
Oh, is that a new thing?
Oh,
well,
like
in
as
the
in
90s,
as in-
90s didn't exist.
you just picked up a lollipop and just went on
Yeah,
the road
I'll
and
grab
stopped
my
the
own
traffic.
lollipop, I'll get out on the street, just
Oh, really?
common sense. Yeah, common sense. You hold the lollipop, it basically says stop, you got to stop. I mean, now you got to hold BH, what do you call it?
You know, a traffic management plan.
Yeah, you got to have
license,
traffic. You got to have all this red tape, which adds to everything.
Yeah, that's
you got
costs, it adds time.
Yeah.
There's so much. Like a small thing, like we were actually talking about this yesterday. We were applying for a crossover permit on one of our projects, one of my team members were. And I was like, oh, it should be a simple process with this council. I did it a while ago. And it used to literally be you submit the form, 48 hours, you have a crossover permit, you build your crossover. Now it's like, submit the form, get your traffic management plan, give your insurances, give the contractor, all this stuff, 101 things that you have to fill out. And it's like, we'll get back to you in 20 business days with approval to build it. And then you've got to schedule an inspection, which is like 14 business days. So you can't actually build something so simple on council assets, or council property.
Exactly.
And it
even
takes
the
you 2
councils,
months just
even
to try and coordinate
even the
something like
councils
that.
were actually 20 years ago, 30 years ago, were friendlier to the builder, to whoever was building. Now, as soon as you put an application to the council that you're building on this address, they're going to make sure they're going to come 2 or 3 times there and fine you for at least $3,000 to $5,000 a year. So you got to, I mean, how much money can the customer, because the builder's got to pass the buck on to somebody. The actual government are helping the cost of the actual industry, and instead of making it affordable, they just make it harder, because at the end of the day, it's the man at the bottom that has to pay. I mean, the builder's just got to add it up to his expenses.
It's middleman.
Often, right, and this is where a lot of builders will fail, but it also hurts the industry too. A lot of these guys won't allow for all these things in their tender. And then here I come along knowing very well that I have to allow for 20 grand in traffic. I have to allow for this time and that time and that time. And a job that should take this long is longer. And a job that should cost this much now costs more. And when I put my price in, they're like, oh, well, you're $50,000, $100,000 more expensive. I'm like, yeah, but we've allowed everything we should. But this builder hasn't allowed traffic management, or he'll just wear it. Or he has allowed for it, and if he cops a fine and he's going to wear it, it's going to be on him. So there is an element of that as well that hurts the industry too. Because the reputable builder, the one that allows for all the things that they should allow for, they can often lose a job in those little things.
Yeah.
So that comes there too. Okay, so before you were a builder, like you've always been quite entrepreneurial in the sense of you've always had a business for as long as I could remember. I think there was a short period of time where you had a job and working for someone, but most of the time you came and had your own business. So how old, you were 17 when you came to Australia?
You're turning the clock back now.
Oh, well, we're giving people a bit of context.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Well, I was 16, 17 when I came, and I was on my own. My uncle had a hamburger shop in Blackburn. So basically, I went to Hamburger University. It was my first job. Within a year and a half, 2 years, I had my own fish and chips, my own hamburger shop. And basically, I started like any other Greek through the food industry, and in chicken shops.
Yeah, well, back
chicken
then
shop
that was
my
the business.
last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, fish shops and all that. So, but everything was a means. I've always wanted to get involved in the building. I've always wanted to be in the building game. So everything was for me to accumulate enough money and get into business, into become a builder. I had a good mate of mine. I've learned a lot of things off him. I was probably next to him every day, and he showed me a lot of things, and I owe a lot of my knowledge to him. But that's how I learned. And how I learned with my own money. I started developing my own projects. So instead of doing jobs for clients, I was doing jobs for myself. So that's how I started. And then eventually friends employed me and they trusted me to build multi-million-dollar homes, for them, because it was my passion, and I loved it. I loved the whole aspect of the building.
Yeah, as much as we bash it and say it's difficult, like I was on site today, and we're doing the formwork for a suspended slab, and I was there with Simon. I'm saying, like, I go, how good is this? Like, it's so cool doing this stuff. This is the great part of construction, where you get to bring something to life, where you actually get to work with tools and work with trades, and everything's coming together. And I go, that's the best part of construction. It's it's good to be reminded of that every now and then too.
All the tradesmen were my friends, and I was friends with the tradesmen. Now it's a little bit harder. Everyone's too
Now he's not
professional.
friends with anyone.
That friend. No, I'm not friends now with anyone. But those days we were all mates. We were all, getting
a bit more harmonious, you reckon?
And the satisfaction factor, nobody talks about. You look at a house when you actually complete it, or it's getting completed. There's a progress. I used to get my kicks out of it. That look, I had something to do with this.
Yeah,
it's something that I actually, I liked it, and I still like it. If I was going to start again, I'd probably start all over again and do the same mistakes again. I love the industry. Yeah, I love it. But comes a time I got to hang my boots, and that's it.
Well, now you're spending a good part of your year in Greece and just living the life there.
I was born there, and it's my second home. So I'd spend 2-3 times a year back in Greece. I have a brother, I got a family there. And I've got a family here. So when I go to Greece, I go back home. I come back here. I'm coming back home. Grandkids and my son, my kids. So I'm a lucky man. I got it. I got it both ways.
Was that your intention?
My intention?
Yeah, was that always your intention? You're like, oh, my goal. You know how
I
you hear
did
people
plan
say
for Greece, yes. I did plan for Greece a long time ago.
Yeah, they're like, I want to do, 6 months here, 6 months there. Or, it tends to be, and I assume you may have done this, it's the people who always go to one country all the time. Like, they'll always go back to their home country, for example.
Well, I'm like a possum. I'll go to the same place again and again and again.
That's where George gets it from, right?
Don't leave out the fun.
Look, mate, I don't know.
No, fine. I never thought about that like that.
I'm happy where I'm happy. I don't need to go to Paris. I don't need to go to London. I mean, my wife does, or my daughter, my kids do, but I got no
interest going there.
No interest going to Rome or anywhere. I'm
you've
not
been?
saying that's. No, I've never been.
Oh, you've never been?
No, You're not listening. I'm not going anywhere,
I
man.
thought you were going back.
There's a village. There's a village
To me, it's a small village in Greece.
in Greece.
And
So
that's
the
what it is.
island of Lesvos,
Yeah.
and then there's a small village called Skalochori. And in that village, there's this massive, what is it, an oak tree? Like what type of tree? I don't know what type of tree it is, but it's a massive tree. It's like 120 years old or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Everyone
literally
gathers
just
together.
everyone gathers in that town center, and like literally he'll spend
And I'll tell you
3 to
something
4
else.
months just sitting under that tree, just eating and drinking and living
That's
life.
where I've met the richest people on the planet, under that tree. That's where the richest people that I know of, they're under that tree.
When you
Rich
say
in wealth
richest,
or rich
yeah.
in life?
Not rich in life,
Mm.
because depends how you measure success.
Yeah, and wealth and yeah.
I don't measure
And life.
success only with money,
No.
or say richness just in money. You measure it. I'll measure it different anyway.
Mm.
When you come to my age, you probably change your attitude towards money. Although money is important.
Yeah.
You gotta. Money gives you the ability to do things. If you don't have
things.
it, it's
It
going to be
gives you the ability to do things.
Yeah,
That's it. You know what I mean? Like the trip to Greece.
it does.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be a multi-millionaire to be
comfortable.
to be comfortable. All you need to do have the right attitude towards life and have the right friends. And honestly, in life, I don't know, why do I need to know the world? I mean, my true friends, I can count them on one hand. So I don't need to get mixed up to a lot of people. Or
You don't
I'm
like
happy
to
where
see-
I am. That's why I call myself a possum.
Yeah. I think there can be an element of being happy where you are and enjoying seeing something new.
I travel to Greece. Okay, now you're pushing me. I travel to Greece about 3 weeks a year. I do travel, but I only travel in Greece.
Oh, so you travel around
Greece for 3 weeks.
Okay.
That's the best I can do. Leaving the village. Okay.
So how many trips have you done to Greece?
I don't know, about more than 20.
Where would you? So if I was going to Greece, if I said to you, Steve called you up, said Steve, I'm going to Greece.
Listen, you got to come to my village. Simple as that.
There's nowhere else.
Center of the
Forget
universe.
Acropolis. Forget everything. Come to my village.
It's funny. Last time I went was a long time ago. I went in 2006 to Greece, and I went on a study tour with guys from uni, and I went with
Is that what you called it?
yeah. It was a study tour in Dubai. We were there for 2 weeks or whatever it was, and then for another 2 or 3 weeks we went and did Greece and whatnot. And we spent a week in my dad's village whilst we were there, and it was 2 of the Aussiest blokes you'll ever meet in your life.
That were with you.
That were with me, yeah. And they said by far, they go out of everything they saw in Dubai, out of everything they did in Greece, all the party islands, all the drinking, all the everything, he goes, the best week they had was literally that 1 week in the village, because it's very traditional Greek life, if you know what I mean. So you're in a village, you literally farm to plate.
What does that mean?
It's the
What does that mean?
foods,
What's
the foods.
traditional?
I'm
Greek
talking,
life?
it's not like city. There's no flashing lights. It's literally
There's no
houses.
buildings.
Yeah,
No
there's
buildings?
not gravel, but like
Everything
stone
is-
paving, stone roads. It's like you're not stepping back in time. Like they've got electricity.
Okay. I'll tell you
They
something.
drive cars.
There's no fish shop, okay?
There's no.
There is not a fish shop to go and buy your fish, okay? But there's a small ute, refrigerated ute, that comes along in the village, right? Now, you'll see the ladies, the housewives will go there, will have a look at the sardines, will have a look at the fish, and it's like they're Michelin chefs. They're gonna pick up the best. And then there's the fruiterer. He'll come in with his little truck, and they go and touch the fruit and smell the fruit. Actually, the fruit needs to have a smell before they pick it up. So everything is really
Well, it's all fresh food. It's
yeah,
all like
fresh,
it's
and
farm to
everything
plate. Like
is
everything-
farm, but it's everything so raw. It's not actually, I've got to stack up the shelf, I've got to make looking good or whatever. It's none of that. None of that. I'm not going to say that that's what the beauty is, but the beauty is in its people. And people over there, they're not looking to take something away from you.
Yeah, it's a lot
They're
more laid back there.
Yeah,
and-
laid back. It's just, you know,
yeah, very different lifestyle.
different lifestyle,
Very different, especially
things.
from
Different
from
values.
here and what we're doing, and yeah.
yeah, different values.
Does it? Does the contrast impact you? Like when you go and then you come back and you look at. So you ever go somewhere and then you come back and then you think, what the fuck are we doing here?
At the beginning,
You know what I mean?
no, it's fair point. No.
Yeah.
But when I started going, yes, it was. But now it's not.
They
Now
just
I'm used to going to Greece. As soon as I go there, it's like I've never left. But the minute I step at the airport, it's like I've never left here either. So I'm very comfortable in both spots, both places. Very comfortable.
If you had to, if they sat there, we're stopping all airplanes and ships, and you've got to pick
Ooh,
where
that's
you
bad.
want to.
Well, you said this. You said you actually answered this question on Sunday.
Did you?
Yeah, you actually did.
I wasn't there.
That's
so-
bad. All right, no, I can't remember what I said on.
Well, you said, you go,
Well-
honest, actually said, and this was probably more because the conversation was going a little bit political, but you said if it wasn't for the grandkids, you would be living in Greece.
Well, I don't know if I have to repeat it, but
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So I was
it's-
just talking
yeah.
about the state, the current affairs of Victoria and how everything is. And at the moment, then you were like, if it wasn't for them, I'd probably be.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get political now.
Oh,
but
no, we always do.
You always do.
Nah, we'll talk about almost anything.
I mean, look to me.
But
what-
yeah.
In the COVID years, what Dan Andrews came up with and the things that he pushed people to do, it felt the years that I was a young man in back in Greece, we had a dictatorship. And it was the first time in this country that I felt like I'm in a dictatorship.
Well, it was very much like
It
that. When you
was-
look at all the stuff that we had
That
to
hit
go
me in
through.
the head. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. If I could get a plane and get the hell out of the country, I would have gone.
I think you and everyone
That's
else.
how bad I felt about those, the COVID years. And it was
What was
the
it?
first time that I realized that a state premier, it was more powerful than the actual prime minister of the country.
Mm.
I mean, nobody had the balls to stand up to this man, or I don't know. Nobody had the authority over their. I don't know. I don't know how the government works, but they shouldn't have done what they did.
Yeah,
Anyway,
look, I
they
think
did.
We can leave that alone, I
They did,
think.
and I think they've still continued it to a degree now. Just the carelessness and all the things that they're doing. It's like the recent thing I've seen today was they've spent $70,000 on replacing a couple of plaques in the city. Did you see that one?
No, I don't,
Yeah,
I
so
don't actually-
there's a couple of plaques. I saw it on social media. So when I say plaque, I mean like a 300 by 300 plaque, all right, like this, and it was in bronze, whatever it might be, and they made a spelling mistake on it. So it didn't say the Honourable Jacinta Allen or whatever it said. It just said the name. They misspelt it, or they didn't put it in there. So then the state spent $70,000 to replace 2 plaques. That's like $30K per plaque, $35K per plaque.
Well,
And it's like that to me blows my mind. Like how could you go that it's like saying, these headphones here cost,
You don't even know.
well, I don't know, but okay, let's just say they're $500. Let's say they're $500 headphones. But saying, okay, one
need
of these
new
are
ones,
dented and I need new ones, it's going to cost you $13,500.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, cool, approved. And that's
It's
why I
just- it's
think we're in a
corruption.
position now of, there's got to be a level of either someone's lining their pockets or they just have no comprehension of money. They have no comprehension of consequence. There is no consequence. You know what I mean? There's none. Like that's
Well,
what I found
in a way,
when Andrews was in power, with the new lady that's in power now. There's just no consequence to the decisions they make. And if they were accountable to their decisions, I think they would be very different decisions. When someone said, no, if you fuck up and spend $70,000 on something like that, that's coming off your wage, or you're going to be held to account for that. Like there's none of that. And that's where I think we fail.
I think it's the it all comes down to efficiency. Like okay, if someone spends 30 cents in your company, do you sit there saying, hey, that 30 cents is coming up? You're like, that's not worth my time.
Yeah.
This is multi-billions of dollars. So a few $1,000s, they're like, we don't have time to sort that out.
no, there's
Yeah,
no
I know what you're saying.
accountability anywhere in the government.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, they make the rules to suit themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, the
There's
way I
always
see it,
an agenda.
It's an international mafia. It's not just here in this country. We've got
It's everywhere.
Albanese or whoever is up the top there, but incompetent leaders, they're everywhere, all around Europe, all around the world.
Yeah.
Even Trump, when he got elected, I thought he was the best thing ever happened to America. It probably still is in a way in comparison to the other guy that was sleeping on the wheel.
So you think Trump's gone off the?
I think it's gone off the rails too.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's what I
think
said.
it's gone off the rails too.
Way off the rails.
But I don't understand why things they make things complicated. Well, things are so simple. I reckon if you put me in charge of the country tomorrow, I'll sort out all Australian problems. I will never get re-elected.
Say the same thing.
I will never get re-elected.
That's okay. We don't
Because
need-
But
you'd
I will fix the country. I will put it on the map.
And do you think this is an issue? And this is
Of
what a
course
lot of
it is
people are
an issue.
saying. No,
It's
no,
a-
as in,
yeah.
this is what a lot of people are saying now is that a lot of the elected leaders of the country, none of them they've got no background in finance, no background in running a business or running any sort of organization before they step into power. They've literally done a politics degree.
No.
And they're like, oh, let me take up, and because they might be able to speak well. And this is probably credit to, this is the only compliment I'll give this bloke. Andrews was able to communicate very well and be convincing and have conviction in what he was saying. More so, I think so. And a family member went and saw him speak live. I can't remember what it was for. But he went there and he goes, I think he was at some presentation of some sort. And he got up and spoke, and he reckons he was phenomenal with how he speaks. But they also twist it. Like, they'll answer questions indirectly. They answer them with another question. They answer it with, there's definitely training when it comes to them speaking and communicating. So I think that's where people win votes over, is with their promises and their influence to a degree. But I think there's got to be a qualification to step up
And
into
the
that.
voters are responsible for not electing the right people.
Well,
to me, I reckon a fruiterer, a guy with a fish and chip shop, a farmer, can tomorrow take a farmer out of his farm and put him in charge of the country. He will run it better than those imbeciles in Canberra. Look, it's very simple maths. It's like you're running your own house. What you bringing in and what's going out. The country, they just keep printing money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going
It's
backwards.
America does. Australia does the same. They don't care. They don't care because they've got the printing machine.
I think the issue is it's a 20-year problem, and they're giving you 3 years to fix it. And then
Nobody's willing to fix nothing.
because they can't do it in.
But it can be
time.
fixed. Have a look.
Yeah, I agree. It can be
Okay,
fixed.
have a
Everything
look.
can be
Have a
fixed.
look at Saudi Arabia. I keep bringing this up all the time. What have they got then, apart from sand and petrol? Petrol dollars or whatever, oil. But as a country itself, I don't know. I'm not all that well reading or whatever. But I will say
just telling
this to
us how
you that
well
Australia is probably richer than Saudi Arabia. We've probably got similar.
In
From resources.
Resources.
Yeah, but
We got everything. If you come to think, we got everything, but we got nothing for ourselves. This thing, the way they govern the country, it's like, 200 years ago when England came over and took all the gold and everything, and the same principles continue today. They've got 2-3 companies. They've got BHP, Rio, and whoever else is out there digging with huge excavators and taking everything out of the country. What's left for the country is nothing.
Yeah.
I come in your backyard, I start digging your backyard, and I say, oh, look, I will only employ your son. That's it. I'll take everything you have in your backyard and give you nothing. Hang on, mate. Give me something. Why can't somebody get up tomorrow morning and say to BHP or Rio, 4SQ or whoever, and say, listen, 10%, 15%, whatever you take, leave it for us. Leave it for the country. You don't want to leave it? Pack up your shit and fuck off.
Yeah,
it's as simple as
on
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or tax them on it.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but they don't even do that.
That's what
but
I'm saying.
once you
Exactly
start
right.
putting something like that, the whole mining industry will go up in smoke or whatever. They're going to put all the right people in the right places. They're going to fight you. They're going to do. No. Don't put it up for vote. You're a prime minister. Get up and do it.
That's
Done
exactly
it.
right. That's exactly
But
right.
nobody has the
The balls.
to do it. Nobody has it.
Yeah. Yeah, and
they're
that's a
they're all
shame.
puppets. They're all puppies.
And this is why I saw on the again, I saw it on either social, but One Nation is now the leading preferred party in this country.
We'll give it a go.
Well,
I mean,
that's
we've
what
got
everyone's
nothing to
saying.
lose.
Everyone's saying
Yeah,
like
at this
we've
point,
got
what
like
are
at this
your thoughts?
point we're going to go in a completely different direction because we have no faith in the current government. They've just fucked everything. But then even going to Liberals, like what are they bringing to the table? They're just going to be, it's just the same shit with them as well. And they've got imbeciles leading their parties too. And it's like, well, you know what? Pauline's stuck to her guns for 30 years that she's been there. She's always said it. Her story hasn't changed. She's been ridiculed. She's been put in jail. So many things have come up. Is she
Australia-
the right person? I don't know.
Australia still is the lucky country, though. We're
Yeah.
still
you
the
say that
envy
a
of the
lot.
world,
We
mate.
still say that a lot.
We still
still a
are
good
the
country.
envy of the world.
Yeah.
We are far away from a lot of shit that happens in the Middle East, in Europe,
All the wars.
or in the US or whatever. We got our own sort of thing. We got our own identity. We're not, I mean, I love the place, you know?
Yeah, well, you've been here your whole, or most of your
I-
life.
Well, I'm more Australian than you,
Yeah. Yeah, well, there
if
you
you come
go.
to think of it.
There you go.
I have been here longer than you have.
That's it.
That's a very good point you make. How much time do you spend in Greece every year?
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter, doesn't it? Okay,
I
you
still
came-
love this country.
We
I
came
still
before
love
you.
it.
Why'd you come
But
to Australia?
seeing it, well, that's another. It will take more than this podcast. Yeah, I just don't like where we're heading. But I still say, if I was gonna live anywhere, this is the place to live as well.
But yeah, well, you're doing it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's
But okay, so we won't get into why Australia.
Mm.
But if you didn't come to Australia, where would you have went?
no. I would have still been in Greece. No,
You know,
I would have still been in Greece. Yeah.
Very different life. Would have been a very different
Yeah, it
life.
would have been different. You don't know. I mean,
Hmm.
you can't answer that question. What would I be?
Sliding doors.
You know, whatever, sliding doors.
yeah. It's always the the what if
Mm.
or the if my life went this way, maybe like I would have went to the state. I would have stayed in a different country in Europe. I would have stayed where I was. I would have went to
Well, events
Canada,
happened in
yeah.
Greece that I came here. Not. My intention was never to stay in Australia. It was never to come to Australia. I came in because
We had
some
family
stupid
here as well.
thing, yeah.
You had family
Uh,
here as well.
We were
What
at
made you
school.
stay?
No, we were at school and we wanted to go on an excursion. We wanted to go somewhere. It was a beautiful day, and we were not. We didn't want to go inside the classroom. Now, me and then a couple other kids were the rulers, basically. The big boys in the school. We just didn't want to.
This is in Greece.
This is high school in Greece. Yeah.
yeah.
They want everyone to go into the classrooms. So anyway, the teachers came out, started kicking us around, and eventually got everyone in the class. And the next day, or the same day, my father gets a phone call from the police man in the village where I was, or the next big village. And goes, "Look, George, you got to make your son disappear." What are you talking about? He goes, "Your son's name has come in my desk that he was one of the ringleaders in the school or whatever." Now, what happened at the time, there was tanks in Athens going over students. But how the hell do we know that in the village, what I was going in there, that
So they thought you were linked.
yeah, one of the teachers, somebody went to the cops or whatever, to the police, and said that it was linked. But that was the dictatorship that was at the time. So basically within a week, I was here in Australia on a
That's
tourist visa. I had no intentions of coming to Australia.
Well, you had your uncle here.
I had my uncle had a hamburger shop. Guess what? Where I end up? In the hamburger university, like I called it. I learned how to make hamburgers.
That's wild, huh?
Yeah, look, but that's how things end up, mate. Sometimes you just don't know. The best plans you might have, you just go out of the window. Anyway,
Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. Mike Tyson.
Did you have? Were you too young at that point, or did you have a plan in your head, like I'm going to
No,
do
well,
this and I'm going to?
I wanted to go to in Greece. I want to go to the army or the Air Force or the. I was going to go to some military school. That's where I wanted to go. Believe it or not, that was my intentions as a young man.
Yeah, well, it was part of it, and still is today. Everyone's got to do their time in the army.
Yeah. But this was a career basically for me. I was looking, but anyway, all those things gone out of the window. I've never revisited those dreams ever again.
For an older generation type person that you are, I remember when you first got an iPhone and you're trying to figure out how to use the thing and how to make calls and download apps, and you're calling me for your iTunes password and all that sort of shit.
I still do about.
Well, I've got all your passwords saved in a location, so at least that way I know they're quick access and I can send it to you. But I think for someone of your generation, you're actually quite advanced in your way of thinking with technology, but also with where everything's going at the moment with the use of AI and whatnot. So, you said we were at your house, I went over on Sunday and we were having dinner there, and you made a comment and you said that you were concerned about the future of my children and where they're going to be they're not going to be able to get a job in 10 to 15 years.
Well,
so what's your thoughts then on the current trajectory of AI and what he's doing?
We'll start with the fun. The first thing you mentioned was the fun. I remember the fun. I remember I had a Nokia, those flip phones.
Nokia flip phone?
Yeah, it was Nokia or something.
Motorola?
No, he's
No. I'm talking about the years.
hands are too fat for
the
that.
years of the Apple phone.
Nokia.
I remember the Apple. Before the Apple, wasn't there a Nokia? Was it a flip?
There's
Nokia?
a few different.
I can't
styles.
remember. It was a flip anyway.
There was one that just slid down. I think that you
Yeah,
had.
it could have been one of those.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine had an Apple phone. And I said, mate, what is the use of a phone? I mean, it's use, you grab your phone, you ring up somebody, you talk to somebody, you hang up. My mate goes, no. This is the last thing you want to do with your phone. This phone does this. What are you talking about? Then we started, the building and everything, you had to go and print everything,
Plans and all that.
plans and everything. Then I bought my first iPhone, and then I started learning, which was very frustrating for me because it was my first basically technology learning for me, the curve.
Did you have much to do with computers and
Nothing, mate.
okay.
When I was growing up and everything, I grew up on the back of a donkey and a horse. I mean, we had no cars, nothing. I mean, the fun was a big thing. And what I've seen in my lifetime is just phenomenal, the advances. But I had no. That's why my phone was my Apple phone was my first sort of technology jump. Then I learned to use the phone.
Where was this? What you remember roughly what would this been like? 2010.
Yeah, no, even before that. I must
Before
have been
that?
before that, I reckon. Somewhere
So
there. I don't know
15
when
to
Apple,
20 years ago.
Yeah, 15, 20 years ago. That's when I actually started looking, because it was the internet. The internet, you see, I got to where I am here now with technology or whatever. I mean, I'm not a guru in technology, but I thought if I was going to be left behind because of internet, I'm going to be yesterday's man. I won't be able to operate. I mean, I can see people still, all people my age, they still have an issue with a phone. They can't figure it out. And now you got artificial intelligence, which it makes the internet look a baby in comparison to what this is.
Yeah, the internet looks dumb.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But there's so many ignorance amongst people around my age.
But it's not only you.
Oh, it's everyone.
It's everyone. I'm telling you, people still using AI to ask them, just simple questions.
No. So he's saying people, okay, at least they're using it.
Yeah.
But we do events, and there is always someone who'll say, "I've never used it."
Yeah.
Now-
and refuses to.
Yeah, and you look at him and you're like, I tell him, hey, like after this, we're gonna have a break. Go, you need to try this on your break. Like, this is not
It's not a
a
fad.
fad.
My wife, she watches this podcast. She'll probably gonna argue with me about it, but she's got no idea about it. She's not even looking at it. You don't know a recipe. All you need to do is just ask AI. I mean, all you need to do is ask. I mean, how more simple can it get to that? I mean,
The next thing is it knows that you don't know and it just tells you. That's the next thing. Like you don't even have to ask anymore, right? It's like all you need to do now is ask.
you see, the question that bothers me is people going to lose their ability to think.
Yes, brain atrophy. That's going to be a thing.
What is it called?
Brain atrophy. So muscle atrophy. Like when people
I
don't.
know the word atrophy because it's Greek anyway, so I understand everything. So,
Yeah. It used to be Lebanese. Lebanese had made
Well,
that.
30-40%. Listen, 30-40% of the English lingo is Greek anyway.
Is it?
Bloody hell! If you look into it, I mean, when I came to Australia, I knew yes, no, I love you, and something else.
All the important things.
You weren't asked what that something else was.
And now I can read. I can't write, but I can read. And I never,
You can't.
I've never been to school here, man.
No, but you can write a message. No.
I can write a message. I can write. I can read, but I can make spelling mistakes here and there. But,
Yeah, that's all right.
but
Everyone does that
nevertheless,
now
I
anyway.
can write and read. Yeah.
It's less. It's less required as much as it was. There was a level of intelligence shown with people who could spell. That's not a thing anymore. Because now the stupidest people are writing like geniuses. Do you know what I mean? Because you speak to someone who's not intelligent and they're sending you wrong.
Okay, there is. I was just before I came in, I was at a friend's house and his son. We were talking about with his father, which were on the same vintage, whatever, with the same vintage, and we were talking about artificial intelligence and our concerns about it and this and that. And his son popped in, and honestly, in a way, it was nice for me to see that the next generation are more positive than me or whatever.
How old's the son?
He's 20-something. Very switched on kid. But he's not trying to fight it. I mean, I'm not fighting artificial
I don't think you can.
intelligence.
I don't think you can.
yeah,
I think
anyone.
you have to embrace it, and you have to.
Yeah.
You have to use.
But anyone
Use it,
who
utilize
doesn't,
it.
though, is going to be left behind in a big way.
Yes, especially if you're in business.
That's what I'm talking about. But even without business, even if you don't have a financial benefit from it, there's so much to know. There's so much it can help you with. I mean, I'm starting to use it.
So when you say you use it, how do you use it?
Oh, well, I want to go to Greece. I find me the best ticket, quickest way to Greece.
100%.
Yeah, you
2 minutes.
You used to have to spend
in 2
time.
minutes comes back. This airline, that airline, that much price, one stop, you're in Greece. Why would I need to start
Searching on the internet.
searching on the internet?
Also, I don't know if we were
It's
saying
all like
this the other day.
like Elon Musk says. You got to know to ask the right questions, and that's how simple it is for anyone to use it. But I don't understand why people don't use it.
People are stuck. It's habit. That's what it comes down to. This is how it's like. I've always done it this way. Why would I change? Why would I ask that? I can just go to a travel agent and ask them the same question. That's what people think, though.
I also think people fear change.
Yeah, absolutely.
They do. They fear. It's a genuine fear around change.
Change.
We spoke to a guy the other day on this podcast who is building a software through AI. And he spoke about how scared he is of seeing robots. And I just looked at him thinking, you're doing something you can't do because of this, but you're scared of what this is going to bring? That makes no sense.
The robots might be the answer to the problems, but anyway,
That's going to happen.
but no, you can't stop a river by placing your hand in the river. There's no way, because that's what everybody is, and they're trying to. it's impossible. This thing is the genie is out of the bottle. There's no way it's going to go back in the bottle. But the changes that it's going to bring to society, people are ignorant, and unless you prepare yourself in a way, you'll be in for a big shock. For the next 5-10 years, I reckon people
I reckon less than 5 years.
less than 5 years.
I'll read you. You spoke about moonshot this morning. I'll
It's
read
a
you.
podcast that I do.
Yeah, so it's a podcast by a guy named Peter Diamandis. Highly recommend. If you like this, I guess, level of futurism, highly recommend it. He talks about some really cool stuff, and there was a thing they put on today. I'm gonna read it to you. So I get his emails where they basically put the podcast into like a blog, the things they spoke about, and one of the things they said. Where is it? Let me find it, because it was something along the lines of. No, that's not it. Something along the lines of, we're going to hit a point where people think like we're not ready for what's coming. Like the amount of change is going to happen by, I think they said 2029 now. They're like, the world is going to change so significantly and no one's ready. Like no one's prepared. The average human has no clue in the world how much their life is about to change. You think you were going to, like, there's a good chance in 5 years' time, you don't go to work anymore. And people can't fathom that.
Okay, these guys are probably at the cutting edge of things.
Yeah.
They know things.
They know what we don't. Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. But I don't see. Look, there's a lot of things have been said on the internet, and you hear a lot of people making predictions for the future. You got Elon Musk saying the economy is going to go 10x. Well, that's hard for anyone to put in his head. I mean, it's hard for me to understand that. It's not possible. 10x, no way. But you can triple in 10 years. You can go 4x, 4x in 10 years. But 10x, no. AI it's okay. The way I see AI is it is a tool that compresses time. So basically, if something took 100 years to accomplish, AI would accomplish it in 10 or 5.
It's a multiplier.
It's a multiplier. So things will come in quicker, but I don't think as quick as everybody. Some of those futurists are predicting. I just can't see it.
Yeah, but I think that's the.
But if it does, nobody's ready for it.
No one's ready.
I'm sort of half ready.
Me, yeah.
If I'm still
But
around.
we're still gonna get caught with our pants down. Like we're still
100%.
even the ones who think they're ready. It's like you're not that ready. Like because we can't even fathom what it's gonna do. Like everyone, anytime you say it's gonna replace your job, they say, "Oh, but it can't walk onto a construction site and do it." And it's like you're thinking like a human.
Yeah, but look, this is where you're coming to the robots. This is where artificial intelligence is knowledge in a computer, right?
Yes.
That's what basically is. The computers now have all the knowledge. In probably 4 or 5 years, they're going to have more knowledge than all of us.
I would say a year or two.
Okay, well, we're arguing about time.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen. So we're not going to be the guys who are calling the shots, or basically us humans being the smartest people on the planet. It's going to be actual artificial intelligence.
We'll become pets.
Well, this is where the gray areas come in, and we don't know where we're going to end up. This is sometimes, I was having those conversations with George the other day. I don't know.
We're going to become pets or plants.
Where artificial intelligence would actually spread amongst people and everywhere is once intelligence gets from being an idea to actually go to
Action,
to actual
implementation.
Now, the first implementation that it's happening already now, it's the cars, because the cars are robots, autonomous robots. So a car is a robot. So, and it's not far of cracking the code of FSD, which is, you can get into, I mean, now,
They say in the US, they reckon full self-drive is
okay, they got a Tesla the other day. I was watching on YouTube. He went to 48 states, done 7,500 miles or whatever, 48 states in the US with no intervention, nothing. He would refuel.
isn't that wild?
It went to the
How did it
server,
refuel?
just goes to the thing and fills up.
Someone have to plug it in?
Obviously, it's not going to come and plug in, but it will go to.
Well, I mean, now I know some of the Porsches have the self-charging. They've got a mat that it drives over,
that
and then it charges it
technology,
through.
you've got to be 100% to put it on. Anyway,
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it'll get better.
it will.
So then it'll just come into a parking spot and charge through, like charge wirelessly.
Or it'll be the road will be that.
But I'm saying there's a vehicle now that's done 7,500 miles or kilometers with no intervention, but it's still not fully FSD because us humans can invent a way of doing something stupid on the road. I mean, FSD cannot accommodate for every moron on the road.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, it's already happening.
It is FSD. They just can't say it.
Yeah, but that's the first robots in a way amongst us. And Tesla has 10 million of those robots. Or say 5 million of them will be capable of being robots 100%. And then you're going to have the humanoid robot, which is already happening in China and everything, and in America in a way. But what Tesla is building is not building a monkey that do backflips and I can do this or I can do that. What Tesla is building a robot that can come in on our building site, your building site, and do the cleaning or do a lot of the things in a brick line, probably everything, because it can get programmed like that to do all that. So it will be an Optimus that goes after the blue-collar worker. So we'll call it blue-collar worker Optimus. It'll take a lot of jobs out of the blue-collar workers. But it will be digital Optimus, which will be capable of building bricks in the afternoon and then going into a hospital and doing a neurosurgery on somebody's brain. And it's coming. And people are oblivious to this. And it's not that far away that a lot of people think of, because what they're building in America, Tesla especially, is building, I mean, I've been looking what they're doing in Austin, Texas. They've got this massive place which they're building now, which is going to house all their compute. And that thing is going to train. It's only, I mean, they're spending $10-20 billion for a computer place, a computer factory.
It's like a data center.
A data center to only train Optimus and the cars. Now, if you come to think that which company will spend $20-30 billion on something that it's not actually going to work or it's not working,
They know.
nobody does. They know it's going to do it. So it's just a matter of time before we see all these robots.
Yeah. The only thing that might slow it down is human adoption, in the sense of we might experience some pushback.
Oh, I think you will for sure.
Because people will free. They said, Sam,
Okay, who's gonna push back? Let me tell you this: if an Optimus is $20,000-$30,000, you're either gonna be forced to buy one or two and do your work in the building site, or you're gonna lease one.
yeah. Or
So how are you gonna push back? You're not gonna push. Listen,
no, human adoption, like day to day. Like I can tell you for a fact, I know my mum would push back.
no,
She'd
no,
be like, I don't want
forget about your mom. Your mom's not ready for it.
that. Yeah, that's
When
what I'm
Optimus is going to be around, it's going to
For
be a very young
businesses.
mom. It's not going to be your mom or my mom. No. So all I'm saying that this thing is not that far away that people think that it is.
Yeah.
And it's not far away taking jobs away. And this is when it comes back to me not being 100% rosy about the abundance that a lot of people talking about in the future.
Yeah, it's definitely going to shift. It's going to, I think, but you have to shift with it. It's like the Industrial Revolution. Everyone was losing their mind that machines were digging all the farms up now and doing all the work. What about all the people that are going to pick the fruit and do this and do that? A little bit different, but people did evolve and change and shift and did other things. I think it's going to be the people that adopt and utilize it that will benefit.
Exactly. Everyone needs to have an open mind on this front. And we gotta try and make it work for us. Look, if you come to think, boys, 300-400 years ago, in Athens, where democracy was whatever, invented, whatever, those days, they had all these philosophers, whatever, in the agora, talking shit or whatever they were coming up with. But at the same time, they had people working for them. They had slaves in a way. They had basically slaves. And that era was called the golden years of Athens. Now, the golden year of Athens can be implemented tomorrow here around the world by this robot, because we're going to have what the Athenians said. We're going to have we're going to have the robots working for nothing. So we're going to have an abundance. But what is that going to bring to society is the questions that bothers me.
Do you? It's definitely going to.
The displacement of human labor is massive.
I think we'll have a purpose crisis. Like, people will be like, what's the point of anything?
Yeah, okay, you might have a crisis, but you might have a society
like a meaningless.
that haves and have-nots. You might end up with something like that, because
we're already split.
But but look, in the future might end up bigger, because will they be able to share that wealth with the bottom feeders? I don't know which way it's gonna go. Artificial intelligence is a double dagger. It's not does not cut one way.
Nothing that makes any significant change cuts one way. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at you look at you know what's interesting? What is it you have taken this on? Is that fair to say? Like, I would say that.
No, I'm looking at this because I'm worried about my grandkids. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, oh, if I can actually do something about the grandkids.
As in, set them up?
I don't know about that, but
like in the
even that question, pops up, But what is the future holds for them? You know, I mean, look, I'm not that I'm powerless, but it would be irresponsible of me or him actually looking at all these things. Because if you're a father today, any father, it'll be irresponsible not to get on with this, what we're discussing.
But the internet revolution happened, which changed the world, like interconnected the whole world. Yeah. But that didn't seem to really attract you.
No, look, the internet made the world smaller.
It made it more reachable.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this one made the world go spin at the speed of light.
Yeah. This is going to be bigger than the internet.
Well, this is what's coming. It's the speed of things, and this is what people are going to get with their pants down.
Yeah.
They're not watching this. No, but not many watching this. Yeah, I'm 68, 69, mate, and I'm watching this, and I'm questioning things. First of all, sometimes I'm saying to myself, why the hell am I looking at this? And I should be drinking my ouzo in Greece and don't worry about anything, but I'm still looking at it.
Well, it's also very interesting too. It's a watch this space thing as well.
It's interesting, but look, I can see benefits, but I can see nightmare scenarios too.
Yeah, it's going to be
And
very
even if
interesting to see which way it goes.
I ask AI itself, what do you think about the future? They still don't know what the future holds.
I don't think anyone knows.
Nobody knows.
But if it's very interesting, because like if we do become pets, and it's like, what do you do now? If your pet goes and bites someone, what do? You put the pet down. Is that how they're going to start treating humans? And it's like, cool, you broke the law. Come here. It's real.
I know.
Yeah, look.
And hey, honestly, wouldn't be that bad. Do you know what I mean? Do you ever sit there like, oh, the dog, they killed that? No, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't. That's the reality. The other thing is, I feel very lucky. I feel like my generation, I'm 35. I feel like my generation specifically, like you said, you've experienced great change in the world.
I reckon what I've seen in my 68 years of life, I don't think the existence of human race has achieved what I've seen in my 60 years.
Yeah, as in you saw the world go from
Like I told you, I was on the top of a donkey when I
Yeah,
was a kid,
to-
and now
to now you're on a
driving-
podcast.
Yeah, I'm driving a car anyway.
So- The other side, I see it as like I feel like I got to experience. I feel like I was young enough to experience the outdoors, no phones, experience childhood the way kids don't experience that anymore.
Well,
Well,
that-
not as much.
Okay, now you're touching something that a lot of the young kids, my grandkids or whatever, they need to feel that. I actually feel sorry for my grandkids because they haven't grown up the way I did, because I grew up in a place, basically no rules. There were rules, but I was free. The freedom was freedom. I opened the door and off you go, and there were another 10 kids outside.
Just come back before sunset.
Yeah, in here, you can't open your door.
No.
You lock your door, you lock your windows.
Yeah,
Over there, where I grew up, it was
you
it was a
need-
problem of the whole village. I was the village problem. It was not, no kid was just a problem for their family. The whole village, it was,
Very different.
was looking after you.
Very different.
Yeah.
Different culture.
Yeah, different culture, different things. But even today, though, people need to experience the raw things of life, what you were touching before, we need to be more down to earth, and we need to get our hands dirty.
I don't think we will. And I think technology has only pushed us further away from that. And a lot of people say, it's going to allow us to chase our passion and connect with people. I don't believe it. Social media allows you to connect with people. People are
More isolated than ever before.
Now, what do? We go into a lift. There's 3 people with you. You don't look at anyone. You look at your phone the whole time. Most people do that, right? But I feel lucky because I feel like I was young enough to experience that. And I was also grew up as technology grew up. And I feel like I'm in peak position to capitalize on this.
Yeah.
I'm doing I could show you some really cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, but look, everyone needs to be prepared in life now.
Yeah, I agree.
You need to acquire tools in life that makes you, you need to, and I think going forward, I think what you actually guys providing now, today or whatever, or tomorrow, it's important for a lot of people to listen to, and I think in the future, people will need a lot of psychologists. I think it's going to head down that path.
We'll have a mental epidemic.
A lot of people are just going to fold.
We saw that even just during COVID as well, and the aftermath of that too.
No, this is, I reckon it's going to be a massive wave. I mean,
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
I think creating context, stories, guiding people, I think that may be a bright future, even as a business or whatever. Listen, everyone needs to equip themselves with something and go for it, whatever they know.
Yeah, I agree. And I've even noticed that, funny enough, in the last 12 months with the events that we're running, I feel that more people are coming to the events from the perspective of wanting extra help and wanting to do better because it's so tough out there, or they're struggling with that space. So I feel that that's definitely something I've noticed within the crowd of people attending events.
Yeah, and you guys, as soon as we talk about AI, everyone,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah,
It's a
they're
hot
paying
topic,
attention.
man.
Yeah, it's a
Hot
hot
topic.
topic. Everyone's paying attention now. They're
Well,
listening to
that's
what we're
good.
doing and
That's
saying,
good, because people do need help on that front. You
but
need
they don't do anything, Steve.
no, even
I give them so much.
Yeah, we
And
literally
then they
tell them what to do.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
and they go back to living their lives.
Yep. They don't take
And
up
then you're
on
like-
offers.
And I say it
stuff
to them
like
now.
that.
Most of you are not going to do anything. I know.
Yeah.
Look, I've got on my phone, I've got Grok. I'm paying $50 a month. I know it's not the sharpest tool in the shed because you got Anthropic now, you got
Yeah,
GPT,
Anthropic,
whatever, which are probably more advanced or whatever. But the things that I ask through Grok and the way I'm using Grok, I'm not using it in a businessman or whatever. Basically, assist me on this, and what do you know about this, or things that I don't know, and it's just basically asking questions.
Hmm.
And in the last 2 years that I've been on that, there's so many subjects that I had no idea or didn't know the origins of it or whatever. I just found the answer through Grok.
I can set up something for you. Should we set up OpenClaw for you, Dad? I'm going to show you something now. I've got this thing called have you ever heard of OpenClaw?
No idea what you're
So
talking
I
about.
want you to think. You know how Grok is the same as Claude and ChatGPT and so forth. Same thing. Yeah? We like to refer to that as the brain.
It is.
I want you to think of this as the harness that connects it to a body. So I've got on my phone, I've got Telegram, I've connected to my bot. I can message my bot and I can say, hey, email George, tell him this, that, and it'll send George an email. I can say, book this in my calendar. It'll book it in my, like it works. I can say every morning, make sure you go and you tell me what everyone did yesterday.
Are you talking about like agents or whatever?
Yeah, it's a
agentic
complete
AI,
agentic, yeah. Like access to whatever you
which
give
I
it.
have no idea. I was asking about agentic AI the other day, and she ran me through, but I got no use for that shit anyway. But you guys are probably going to be using it.
It'll
but
definitely
so
get to that for sure.
It'll get to
because-
the point where you could order your groceries every week.
I can do anything and everything.
Yeah, like things like that. You know, you can top up your groceries. You can make the order. You give it a card.
Yeah.
You
but-
tell it don't spend more than $200.
Look, like I said, I've got no idea about all that, but
Oh, no, you do have an idea.
I have an idea. But
You know it's there. It's just
Yeah,
more
but
whether
I
you're going
don't-
to utilize something like that
yeah,
now.
no, not for me anyway.
But who knows? Who knows? In 5 years' time, it could very well be the thing that you have plugged in at home.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it does that because
Maybe I'm sitting in a nursing home and I just want an oranges or something.
yeah,
Who knows? Anyway, look,
Yeah.
that's how things are happening.
yeah, it's a very interesting space.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But good on you for staying on top of it.
Mm.
I think that's very important.
It came back to the Apple phone. When I flipped to the phone, when I went to the phone, I realized how much difference it made me. And then when artificial intelligence came out, it was, for me, immediately was something that I didn't want to ignore.
What would you say to someone who is ignoring it? Whether they're aware of it or not. Like I believe a lot of people now, there's not anyone you go to now, or very few people, where they don't know. Everyone knows about AI. There's no one that sits there like, what? No one. Everyone knows about
Yeah,
it. Few people haven't used it, but most people have.
If you have, okay, you're a truck driver or a taxi driver. I reckon in 10 years, if you're a young man, get the fuck out. Go and get another job.
The driving thing, that's
That'll
not
happen
10
sooner than
years.
that, yeah.
No, I'm just saying, I'm giving you 10.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 10. But if you're a young man, just get out of it. Stop, because that is one of the first things going to go down.
100%.
So when you have a transport industry going on its head, look at this. What's happening? I just want to put fuel $2.15 diesel. Look at what's going on. If you take the driver out of the transport industry, everything will become 20-30% cheaper.
Yeah.
But all the drivers, all the semi
The
drivers
cost-
and
yeah,
everything,
the idea
everyone's
is
going to get done.
cost
So-
goes down.
Okay. So you're working in a warehouse in Amazon. Guess what's happening? It's just a matter of time because the robots are already sorting parcels out. So the low-hanging fruit are going to go first. So if somebody's saying, oh, I don't care, whatever. But if you're in that industry, you're going to get steamrolled.
You're going to get wiped, yeah.
You're going to get wiped
And that's,
off.
I believe this year we will start to see that. You'll start to, I said this a few months back, I don't know if you remember, but I said, this will be the year where we'll see, it'll be like, oh yeah, my friend lost their job. Like
Yeah, but
you'll start to know
in
people who
America,
lost
it's
their job.
already happening.
Oh, it's happening heaps.
the-
Meta.
No,
Oh, yeah.
the graduates coming out of unis can't get a job.
Yep.
What
I
for?
was speaking to a solicitor the other day.
They can't get a job.
He was
So you
going-
go there, you spend 4 or 5 years, you're showing somebody you're actually punctual to show to work or whatever, and then you can't get a fucking job. So what's the point of going to uni?
Yeah, I was speaking to a solicitor the other day, and he owned his own practice, and he goes, "We're not employing paralegals." He goes, "We're not
'Cause what
employing."
for?
He goes, "We're not employing." He
But
goes, "We're
why would you-
utilizing AI now to do a lot of the groundwork, to do a lot of the reviews." Imagine you used to have to sit there and read the actual articles
Well,
and all the case law and all that.
in
sort
a
of
way,
stuff.
the doctors are only going to be there just to make you feel good. You're going to go there, you're going to have a microphone, You're going to tell your doctor your knee hurts or this, that. And basically AI will tell you what you need to do.
They do that now.
Yeah,
They turn
I
and
know.
You
But
just
the
think, I hope
doctor there
they're
will
using
be
the
there
pro
just
subscription.
to say, yes, Steve, yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it's going to be.
The
Yeah,
human
you're gonna listen.
touch.
It's going to reinforce you're going to feel better. But it's going to be AI.
It's going to be
Very, very true.
yeah. It's going to be interesting.
So
But
nobody's
we even say-
safe.
we even
I don't
say
think
it at our
anyone is
events.
safe.
We say this at our events as well. It's like one day you're going to get into a self-driving car, or you're going to get into a car, like you call an Uber. You're going to get into the car, and then a person's going to be driving, and you'll be like, "Oh, nah, fuck that. I'll wait for a
But
self-driving
it's all
car."
happening in the US, George.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're not going to feel safe with a person driving. They're
former
going.
say-
They're going to say, "No, we'll wait for the next one."
George, it's already
because you
happening in
are-
the US.
We were there.
People
We saw
don't want
it.
to put their kids in a vehicle
Yeah.
from school to home with another driver,
Yeah,
which
there
they
you go.
don't know from a bar shop.
Don't know from a
so
bar
they're
shop,
calling
but also-
Waymo. They're going to start calling robotaxis. So
Why don't we have that here? Why don't we have that here? We saw that. That was
No,
well
no,
over
look,
18 months ago now.
Australia has let FSD in the country, operates. You pay $99 or whatever.
What with Tesla?
Tesla, yeah, you can start
Yeah, yeah,
Subscription,
but it's not
subscription, yeah.
subscription, yeah.
Yeah,
when
that's
I was
the
going to
new
buy the
car.
Tesla, it was flat fee, 10 grand
For the to have the
to have the
It
full
doesn't pay.
self-drive.
Just get $99 or whatever, that thing, and it's $1,000 a year, whatever that is,
Yeah.
and it's probably going to get cheaper,
Yeah.
and it's going to take you anywhere. So I can sleep in the car while I'm going home.
You
now.
reckon it
It's
will work?
safe.
It
Well,
works here?
It works anywhere in the world. What Tesla has, it's intelligence, and what they call FSD. It's okay. If you think artificial intelligence was a big thing, now the holy grail of artificial intelligence is autonomous driving,
Why?
because it's a lot harder. I mean, you talk to Grok now, she comes up, oh, Australia has only 23 million people. I said, you don't know what you're talking about. Have another look. Oh, Australia has 29, 30 billion people. But a robotaxi, an FSD vehicle, cannot go and smash onto somebody and then say, sorry, I made a mistake. So that's why it's going to be the holy grail of AI. And it's probably
The tipping point, huh?
I don't think it's that easy of cracking, and I don't give a shit what Tesla says.
You don't think they have it now? You don't think they're
FSD?
there? Yeah.
Fully? When I'm saying fully,
You're saying like trucks and
no.
all transport as a business will be
Look,
changed.
he's saying now, look, I'm invested in Tesla, admittedly, I've got to say this. So,
vested interest.
yeah,
bias.
I have invested some amount of money in Tesla, so I do know what they do and where they're going. Now, he's saying that next year they're going to have FSD. But he's been saying FSD since 2019 or
He's also very optimistic.
correct. But I don't think he can solve FSD in 27. I don't think so. Now, compute, it grows and gets bigger. The numbers are spinning faster. Maybe in 28. Now, when I'm saying when you have truly FSD, when I'm saying the car the cars they have now and what they're setting up in US is basically geofenced. So this is where it's working.
Yes.
In
It's got a particular area.
20 square miles, 100 square miles, it's geofenced. But FSD, the one we're talking unlimited or whatever,
Can go
it will
anywhere.
work anywhere on the planet. It will work anywhere. So that's why what Tesla is working on is way more advanced than Waymo, because Waymo works on LiDAR and radar and cameras, but FSD in the Tesla vehicle is purely cameras. So we only got eyes. We don't have a sonar. We don't have radars. We got eyes.
That was a big push by Elon too. To say no radars.
It is. But it will work everywhere. But it'll take more than a year. But it will happen. So when that happens, every semi-trailer,
Done.
everything is going to go autonomous.
There's 10 million. I think there are 10 million truck drivers in the US.
Who knows?
Something like that. Some insane number. Or
knows?
10 million people that drive for a living in the States.
Well,
They'll all be made redundant in a
the
really short
robotaxi
period.
will take all the taxi drivers. Yeah, that's the first one.
But also Uber. It'll
Yeah,
kill
that's-
the Uber industry.
Well,
too.
Uber-
because
Uber-
think about Uber employs a lot of people too.
Yeah, but Uber will adjust to autonomous vehicles.
Yeah, the company will survive.
The company, yeah, of
The
course. I'm
company
just
will
saying
survive.
Uber itself, as in the drivers for Uber. What you'll find is people will buy a Tesla and put it on Uber. Like they'll buy the car
Yeah, they
and
can
they'll
do
own the
that.
car and
Ah.
they'll lease the
But
car.
I don't
I
think.
don't think.
Yeah, but I don't think the company won't have an interest in having you own the car. I'll
Yeah.
just own the car.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? It'll be like
No,
me
Tesla will
lending
have,
you my
because-
Milwaukee tools.
Because Tesla would
Yeah.
produce the vehicle, will produce a robotaxi for 15, 20 grand, and a robotaxi can earn that money in a year.
Yeah. So then Tesla might have a lease deal.
Well, Tesla will be not interested in selling you a vehicle after. It will be interested in just having robotaxis, because why would I sell you a vehicle make 4, 5 grand when I can grab one of those vehicles, put it on the road, and earn me 20,000 a year?
Yeah. So that I reckon they will
So
cut it.
the margins become like software margins, not a car manufacturer.
Yeah, 98%. They I think they will cut deals because they'll be like, you guys have the thing, you guys have the software, the program, the clients. We'll give you the car, and they'll cut like a JV deal.
Yeah, but all that have implications to society.
100%.
This is what I'm saying.
Good and bad.
That's what I'm saying. It might bring costs down, but what about all these people going out of work? You know, how are they going to find money? How are they going to... Look, there's a lot of questions. Anyway, time will only tell, and time will probably sort out those things, but I don't know. I still got a lot of questions about it for the future.
And not everything we're going to answer.
No.
You know, there's going to be a lot of questions, but not a lot of answers for some of that stuff. But in time will tell. That's what it'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you have it.
There you have it. All right. Well,
On that note,
on that note, I'll give you a couple more questions before we finish up.
Oh,
Who's winning the AFL Grand Final this year?
who do you follow first of all?
Come on, who's you follow?
Well, I'm gonna say
Who do I follow?
I don't know, I was just trying to be
who's going to win the grand final this year? I'll say Hawks.
Optimistic.
That's very optimistic.
It is optimistic, but I'm a Hawthorn supporter. I can't help myself.
Fair enough.
Good. Okay, you have 3 kids. Who's your favorite?
Fuck off.
Who's your least favorite?
Not answer.
Good. All right. Well, you said that you couldn't believe that people would stick around for an hour, but here you are, and here you've been. We've spoken about topics high, low, left, right.
It's been about an hour and a half.
There you go. So hopefully your friends will now
quicker.
watch this as well. This will probably be our most viral episode as well.
You think so?
Absolutely. And we say that every week as well. But now you're going to have to get all of your friends that are watching this, and I'm all know who you are. So you're all going to have to subscribe now. We're all going to see Steve the influencer. We're going to have to
Steve
blow up your Instagram
I
page.
will show this back to the village. I'm going to say, here, guys.
Yep, there
we're
you go.
sitting under the platform
We'll
today,
get,
getting coffee and ouzo.
We'll get
say
AI
that,
to translate it.
They're going to
to
say
Greek.
that's AI.
Yeah.
They're gonna say,
They
that's
won't believe it. But here's the thing, right? You could probably get it to a point where this whole podcast could now be translated into another language.
It is
and not,
true now.
I know, but not to the sense of it's voice over. It's our lips moving to the right.
Same
Orange
voice.
to the right,
Same
yeah.
voice. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually have it in a complete different language. And it'll get to that point too. I mean, Mr. Beast does it with a lot of his stuff. It's although the lips and the
Oh,
voice
you haven't
coming
seen
over-
it. That what you're talking about is available now.
Oh, is it? Oh, look, that doesn't
The
surprise
Diary of a CEO does it.
that honestly doesn't surprise me in the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, what are you doing? Wasting your time not reaching the world, of
Spanish
this
people.
podcast. Yeah, and the Greek people now.
And yes.
I think we have to do a Greece first, and Lebanon to
course.
go back to our heritage.
I
But,
thought it was
yeah.
going to be a lot harder, but
No, it's
Podcast.
Look,
yeah, I don't know what to expect, what you were going to ask or whatever, but
Yeah,
well,
just,
it's
no,
it's a
a
nice
chat.
chat. Yeah.
That's it.
Isn't it just? It was a good chat. We haven't.
the only thing is we don't have the ouzo, we don't have...
Hey, that's
That's
a good-
episode 2.
Yeah, that's it. That's when you
where
come
we
back
get
from
Steve
Greece.
2.0.
You'll have to bring us back a
I'll
bottle.
bring you all my experiences and the things.
Yeah, and then we
right.
talk about your last 3 months.
Yeah, but also imagine how maybe same time next year, and you can talk about how different AI has been from that perspective.
All right.
So before you go away
I'll
to
come
Greece
over
next year,
before I leave.
and then we'll talk and see if a lot of the stuff you've spoken about today comes
If you
to
still
fruition.
get enough viewers to watch your podcast.
Oh, we'll
now we have to.
Yeah, exactly. Especially now that all your friends and half of our family in Greece will watch this now. But thanks a lot for coming down and seeing us. Probably getting towards your bedtime as well. 4:30.
Here we go.
Old man now. But no, it's been good chat, and I think a lot of people can learn a lot from listening to the older generations, especially the ones that are actively growing and learning, not so much just stuck back in the day. You know, it's like back in the day, I think you can learn a lot from the past, but I think you've always got to be moving in the right direction and looking towards the future, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck in one era that's not really going to be serving you too much, especially in this world.
But something has called you to this to take it seriously.
Honestly,
that's what I find fascinating, because you did it. If you did it with everything, I'd be like, yeah, he keeps up to date, but you don't, and he doesn't. But you don't. You know what I mean? Because like, you didn't do it with the computer. You never used the computer. You could have used a computer. You're not that old.
I mean, you can use a computer and knows how to turn it on.
Yeah, but like, as in, he wasn't like
Back in
I'm
the
sure.
day.
Yeah. You don't have you have your emails.
Sometimes I pinch myself the distance that I have covered
How far
to
you've
get to
come.
where I am now.
It's good.
And
You should.
well, yeah, but I encourage everyone to, look at things with an open mind. That's all. That's all I can say.
I think that's a great way to wrap up the episode.
Look at things with an open mind.
That's it. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, especially all of Dad's friends, you now have to, and we will follow up and see if you are subscribed.
Steve's going to call you.
Absolutely. Other than that, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Nice talking to you guys.